Restoring computers has always been a rough thing for me. I've always ended up accidentally breaking them, finding out they were too expensive to fix, or realizing that the parts weren't even worth fixing, or too proprietary to even try it. To be honest, I've only been lucky once or twice and have made a few successful PCs. Sometimes I get lucky though, and I can manage to scrounge up some pretty decent parts, maybe for resale, reuse, and maybe nothing. I've always been broke, and I've always found those videos of budget PC builds and running very frustrating, because people tend to forget what the word budget means, and you usually end up with something that still costs more than a couple $100, or something you give to your grandma to browse Facebook with that she won't break by clicking on totally legit ads on the sidebar. So what I usually try to focus on when building or refurbishing PCs is something called media PCs. Media PCs can play low-end but interesting games, and totally legally acquired anime, TV shows, and movies. So, when I found this PC in the back rooms that had somewhat decent parts, I jumped on it instantly. This Scumbox has decent RAM, a decent CPU, good cooling, dead stink bugs, live stink bugs, dead spiders, live spiders, and room for improvement. You're probably wondering,
but Barry, if you're just gonna use it as a media PC, why do good specs matter?
Any other time, you'd be right. But nicer, newer parts means better construction, less fear of error due to durability, less reliance on luck. So my usual issues I have with using used parts or restoring older PCs, not a major fear here. Cleaning the Scumbox was priority number one. I wasn't joking about all the dead bugs and shit. This PC was actually kept on someone's back porch. The Midwest has definitely not been kind to this poor thing. I mean, honestly, same though. The leaf blower footage was only a slight joke from the beginning. It does a good job of blowing out larger, heavier pieces of debris. But for dusting, I like to use... Hey, if it looks stupid, but it worked, it ain't stupid. For the outside of the new case, I use alcohol. Alcohol is perfect for cleaning electronics because it dries out quickly. The higher the percentage, the better. That's what I always say. And now comes a brief moment of truth. Everything looked newer than what I'm used to, which certainly isn't hard. So what we're going to do is plug the PC in and GPU and hard drive and determine if it all works, all in the original case. We got power in the fan, power in the hard disk drive, power in the regular disk drive. That's where I found the CD. Close it. We got power in the cooler, power in the power supply. We have power in the GPU, but Huh? What do you mean? I managed to do what I said I was gonna do, and take the hard drive out and put it into the new PC with the other graphics card from this PC, which are both pretty old, but it wasn't turning on for the longest time, or it wasn't displaying anything. And this shows you why I am always kind of frustrated with used parts. See, the thing is it wasn't displaying anything on the screen. It is now. It's got Zorin up. I got Linux Zorin playing on it now, but I was trying for like half an hour to get this thing to display something, resetting the TV, turning this thing on and off, all this crazy shit. And then finally, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try something that may or may not work. So I
as you can see, there's only 2 sticks of RAM. There were 3. The third one's over there. The 2 sticks are branded. I think they were like HyperX or something like that. But I could tell I couldn't tell what size they were. I could tell what size this one was. It's 8 gigabytes. But I don't know if it's DDR3 or DDR4 or whatever it is, because that's not labeled. It just says it's just mystery RAM. And that stick was causing this not to turn on. So I think this might be a different generation than whatever is in there, or it's just a dead stick of RAM. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Anyways, I got to turn on, and I booted into Zorin, as you can see now, and I'm going to check the actual specs and get a readout of what's actually going on here. God! Fucking hate recording this shit, god damn it. I was a little upset to see that the 2 sticks only came out to be about 8 gigabytes, and had the mystery stick been working, it would have been at least 16 gigabytes. But I added a couple of 2 gigabyte sticks I had on hand, and that bumped me up to about 12 gigabytes. And now for the worst part of building PCs.
You fucking dumpster baby.
I'm not going to show much of this process because honestly, building PCs is already stressful enough without having to film it one-handed. Alright, no more smooth jazz. This was honestly an interesting build. It was challenging and provided strange things to overcome, from strange hardware issues caused by Irish himbo incompetence to strange big brain software issues that required smooth brain Neanderthal solutions. To be honest, I like challenges. It makes me realize I'm not a total flat-brained ape, and helps me understand that things don't always need to be overthought to the point where I forget how a plug works. It does exactly what I intended it to do, which is play gun anime. And it does it pretty solidly, even if the card is a fucking... The original card I had planned for this was an AMD that I pulled from my ex-GF's parents' dead PC 5 years ago. Now, to say that I spent no money when building the Scumbox is an outright lie, though buying PC parts in today's day and age is a fucking nightmare. But I only ended up spending a couple of bucks on some cables. At most about 20 bucks. And if you're wondering what was going through my mind while pulling this monster together, the answer is nothing.